Hello there and welcome to my channel Novice Modelling in the Midlife Crisis. My name is Andy and as you can see today we've got another Matchbox kit in front of us. This is the Dornier DO335 A6 in 1/72 scale, which is kit number 40135. To give you a little bit of history of this particular kit, it was originally a frog tooling from 1974. Revell then got hold of the tooling in 1977 and started producing kits, and Matchbox turned this one out in the rather pretty black, yellow and red livery in 1991. Now I got this quite some time ago with a bunch of other kits and I paid £10 for it, which is a pretty good price for anything, but you know, a nice Matchbox kit where's a pretty good price. I mean, as you can see, some of the parts are off the sprue here, but I have checked it and they are all present. To get a comparative kit off eBay, secondhand, pre-loved at the moment, you're probably looking for a frog about £10 to £15, a Revell about 20, or one of these Matchboxes around about 20 to 25. So considering you're getting the same kit, and I've got the most recent one and the decals are not looking too happy, you're probably just as well going for the frog one from 1974 if you can pick one of them up. You'll be saving yourself some money because it's essentially the same damn thing. So what we're going to do is we're going to have a look at the instructions and the actual parts themselves. But I'm going to do you a quick look on Wikipedia just to give you a little bit of brief information on this particular kit and how it actually came into being from the original DO335, which was just a fighter. This is intended as a night fighter. You can see it's got all the sort of radar sort of aerial things going on the wings as well. So the Dornier DO335 File Arrow is a heavy fighter built by Dornier for Germany during World War II. The File's performance was predicted to be better than other twin-engine designs due to its unusual push-pull configuration and the lower aerodynamic drag of the in-alignment of the two engines. It was Nazi Germany's fastest piston-engined aircraft of World War II. The Luftwaffe was desperate to develop the design into operational use, but delays in engine deliveries meant that only a handful were delivered before the war ended. The DO335 was originally designated as a Schnellbomber. It could reach speeds of around 800 kilometers per hour in level flight and could outrun most of the military aircraft in service at the time, with only the first generation of jet fighters being faster. The front engine of the File was a Daimler-Benz DB605 and the rear one a DB605QA. Now, I've had a quick scope through Wikipedia, and it does actually appear that the A6 variant, this sort of twin cockpit night version, was not actually put into service because of the extensive delays mentioned there. I can't quite ascertain as to whether exactly any of these flew. There is actually a picture on Wikipedia of DO335s on the apron at Oberpfaffenhofen at the war's end, including finished two-seat versions. So it would appear that maybe these things had been tested, but whether any of them went actually up against any British or American aircraft is something that I can't really comment on because I haven't got the foggiest, to be honest with you. So we'll probably just assume that this is an experimental aircraft that may or may not have seen very, very limited test or action. So to have a look at the instructions first, we've got some rather sort of dog-eared and yellowed instructions courtesy of Matchbox, or printed up by Revell, it would appear here, because this is just basically a straight reboxing of a Revell kit. I think Revell might have actually just sort of taken the Matchbox name for a while, I'm not exactly certain. And we get here a load of windows that are very, very easy to follow, it would appear, but there are quite a lot of them. So in section 1, we've got the fuselage here. We're going to put this floor panel in. In section 2, we're going to put a pilot in a seat, ×2. And in section 3, we're going to put the pilots into their positions. Section 4, we're doing the rear propeller. And in section 5, we're going to put the two sections of fuselage together with the propeller in place. Section 6 is tail. Section 7, we're going to put the right wing together. Section 8, we're going to stick the right wing on. It's really easy to follow. Section 9, we're going to do the other wing. Section 10, we're going to put the other wing on. Section 11, we're putting our cockpit coverings on. And section 12, we're going to put the engine manifolds onto the engines. Section 15, obviously we have 13, we have two options. We can have in-flight or we can have undercarriage down. So number 14 is explaining how to build the undercarriage. And for the opposite side in 15, section 16, stick the undercarriage on. Section 17, that's going to be the it's a front tricycle undercarriage section. And sticking that on there. And there we go, we've got it all together. Section 20 is our undercarriage bay doors. And 21, we're putting the front wheel in place. 22 is the front undercarriage bay doors. And section 23 is the B option with the undercarriage in the raised position. 24, we're going to put the closed undercarriage on. And 25, we're going to put our front engine together. Stick it on in 26. A few more bits in 27. We've got the aerial antenna for the radar set going on 28 and on 29. And in the end, we'll end up with something that looks like this, with its recommendation for a German splinter pattern camouflage on. And it gives us some colour references there as well. So there's our instructions all done and dusted. Don't think we're going to get 12 minutes on this one, are we? Let's look at the parts. So here we have our wings. All our panel lines are raised as per what is pretty standard fare for a kit of this age. There's no imperfections or anything on the mouldings by the look of it, he says. And then we find our two pilots who have both taken a gunshot wound to the chest. So we're going to have to put a bit of Vallejo plastic putty in them, I'm thinking. So that's our first sprue. Our second sprue originally contained one of our fuselage pieces. And on here we have our tail section. These are the closed undercarriage doors. It's kind of useful that they give you closed ones and open ones, I suppose, because they can be a bit of a devil to line up properly. There's some other parts here. This is part of the undercarriage struts. We have a spinner. This looks like our front wheel. It's kind of basic and not exactly the most pleasant looking thing, but it's the 70s. What was good looking in the 70s, apart from girls in miniskirts? Here we have one of our sections of the fuselage. So it's got all panel lines on there, but again, they're all raised. The technology wasn't there, obviously, at the time to do them correctly. But it's all, you know, it looks okay. Pretty much flash free. Here we have a loose wing top section. See, we've got some what look like access points for possibly refueling. And we have our ailerons, etc. all correctly identified. Here is the opposite side of our fuselage, same as the other one. Still all looks good. Got our two propellers. Not wrong with them. They're intact. That's all I care about. We've got our cockpit coverings, which typical sort of Matchbox and Frog and whatever. They look kind of chunky, but there we go. We got both of them. I struggled to figure out what these two parts were, but they're actually engine cowlings. So they go on the front or the rear engine. Here we have the engine in place in its housing. We have our starboard and port undercarriage. And we've got some more of these engine cowlings and a bunch of wheels. A couple of basic seats. Not too sure what those two parts are there though. Our last one to look at is our wing. It's still attached to the sprue. And we've got some kind of fragile and almost ready to fall off bits of the antenna for our experimental sort of radio set radar. They're all in one piece, so that's the main thing. Like I've said, the decals are kind of basic, looking a bit dodgy. You only get the standard German crosses. You got a couple of 10s to go on the tail. I think there's a couple of unit insignias or something there. And as we can see, printed in Germany by Revell. So apart from the box, it's pretty much a Revell kit at the end of the day. So what do you think? And we actually did a few more Matchbox kits. We've done our Dornier DO18 G1 V2 D2. We also did our Arado AR234 Blitz B2 C2 C3. And we did our Heinkel HE115, which is kind of one of my favourite aircraft because one of my neighbours had this when we were kids, and I was kind of always wanted to play with that one. So we'll be building them at some point over the next 15 years or so. I think you do actually represent all kind of interesting German kits, which is kind of a little bit away from my normal sort of fare of going for small European World War II era air forces. But I kind of picked these up because I kind of liked the particular aircraft and I thought they were interesting. So please do like and subscribe, and please do get in on what's going on. We have over 200 what's in the box kit reviews for 172 aircraft and 135 AFVs on the channel at the moment, so there's plenty of things for you to look at. We'll be returning to building our SAS Jeep shortly, as I'm back in work for 4 days now, and I was going to try and do the Casa today, the aircraft that Lewis kindly sent me from Spain, but I was just tired. I couldn't face to building anything today, so I just had to sort of take a step back from it. So we'll be back shortly, and we'll be off for a few weeks shortly as well, because we're jobless at the moment. So we'll be building some kits and doing some more reviews and doing some more waffling, as you seem to like the waffling, very shortly. Thanks for watching, and as always, be seeing you.